Hi there Waltineers, I'm Jack and this is DSNY Newscast. And before we jump into the current state of construction on the Avengers campus, we have some pretty big news regarding Disneyland Resort. As it was announced on Disney Parks blog that Disneyland Resort would begin its phased reopening on July 9th with the downtown Disney shopping and dining district, and then on July 17th, 65 years to the day Disneyland originally opened, Disneyland Park and Disney California Adventure will reopen once again. And then the following week on July 23rd, Disney's Grand Californian Hotel and the Paradise Pier Hotel will reopen. However, it's said that Disneyland Hotel will reopen at a later date, which could be in part because of a lower demand and could be something to do with the new DVC wing that is being added to that hotel. But besides the reopening dates that are surely to be approved by the state officials, the only other confirmed information is that we know that there will be much lower control capacity restrictions for the parks, and to enter either one of the parks you will need to use the reservation system that we'll be hearing more about soon. Although there is still a lot of unknowns regarding whether Disneyland will implement the same mandatory face covering policy as Walt Disney World, and there's the more difficult and complicated issue surrounding annual pass holders at Disneyland Resort not being able to use their ticket for guaranteed entry as it was before the closure. But despite all of that, I think it's a great move to have Disneyland open once again for its anniversary, as the park has never been closed on that very special date since the park opened. So at long last, now that we have an official reopening date for the Disneyland Resort, it actually helps us give a logical estimation over an expected timeline for the opening of the Avengers campus. As back on March 11th, it was announced that Disney's first Marvel-themed land would be opening on July 18th. But then of course came the closures, and considering that there has been no active construction on the site throughout most of the closure period, it means that the opening of this new land will be pushed back to most likely fall of this year. But we did receive confirmation from the OC Register in May that Disneyland Resort construction crews could resume limited essential work, which means that a skeleton crew of workers have been able to continue some work on Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and of course the Avengers campus. However, the large-scale construction work hasn't changed too much since March 14th. But if we were to assume that the large-scale work which is necessary for this kind of project will begin to ramp up just before the parks reopen on July 17th, then considering that there was around 14 weeks of construction left between the March 11th to July 18th date, that means that there's a logical estimation that Avengers Campus may open around October 8th to October 22nd. But then again, with Black Widow being released into theatres on November 6th, perhaps the land will open just a little later to coincide with the movie release, similar to what Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Mission Breakout did in 2017. Although that's not everything for today, as we also have a current look at the state of construction as of May 18th, thanks to the YouTube channel Micah Flies, which I'll link to the full video down below along with the Disneyland flyover as well. But this aerial flyover does actually show us a few new pieces of progress that we haven't been able to see up until now, as only parts of the construction site has been visible from the top of the Pixar Palaround, such as this section here at the back of Cars Land, which will become home to the California Sanctum for the Mystic Arts, where Doctor Strange will demonstrate the powers of the multiverse in this unique walkthrough and interactive show experience. And as we can see here in the concept art, there will be a courtyard area which we can see is beginning to be formed in this aerial photo. And this section over here will be the indoor component which is depicted in the background of the concept art. Then opposite the California Sanctum, this building here is the PIM Technology Test Kitchen, which will have an outdoor seating area accompanied with a microbrewery, and inside will be the main quick service dining component for the land. But interestingly, you can see just how narrow the secondary entrance into this campus is going to be, which is actually Imagineering's way of creating a cinematic transition with a big grand reveal of the entire area. Then to continue this annotation of the land, here is where the restrooms will be, and to the side of that we can see the entrance for the Spider-Man Web Slingers attraction has gone vertical since the last time we covered it in mid-February. But we can also see it a little bit better in this image from Mice Chat. That shows the framework that will eventually become the new entrance that can be seen here in the background of this concept art. However, lastly, arguably the icon of the entire land has been spotted in this aerial image, as we can see that the Avengers Quinjet life-size replica is on location and under a tarp backstage, awaiting to be installed on top of the Avengers HQ. So I know it's only been a quick update, but that's everything that we know so far with regards to the current state of construction. But as Disneyland reopens in July, I'll be sure to come back and continue to update and track the progress of the creation of the Avengers Campus at the Disneyland Resort. But now it's over to you, the Waltineers. I would like to know, what are your thoughts and opinions regarding this entire reopening of Disneyland on July 17th? And what measures do you expect from the resort? And what do you think Disney will do in terms of the annual pass holders, the virtual queuing system and the reservation system? And also, what is your own personal prediction for when the Avengers Campus will open? And of course, don't forget to put the timestamp for where the hidden Mickey appeared somewhere in this video, along with your suggestion or your comment, to be in the chance for one of these official DSNY Newscast enamel pins. And congratulations to this Waltineer here for winning this suggestion from the previous video, where we're talking all about the Wandering Oaken sliding sleigh roller coaster coming to Hong Kong Disneyland. And so that's it for today, so be sure to go ahead and subscribe down below if you're new to this channel, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I release a video, and select all notifications, otherwise YouTube will decide which videos to show you based upon your previous viewing habits. And if you've enjoyed today's video all about the Disneyland reopening date and the Avengers Campus, then be sure to give this video a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And I've been Jack, you've been you, and I'll see you real soon.